on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations. The in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave, here's Jason Walker.
Yo, happy Tuesday. It is the Jason Walker Show here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Presented by, as you heard the big voice guy from Fox Sports say, by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. We got a big show today. Coming up, we are going to chat with Guy Almquist, the head coach of the Capital Boys. Big game coming up this weekend against Helena High. Also, on this day in history, we got some Frontier nominations or Frontier stuff to talk about. And we also have some high school tournaments getting underway last night. And let's see, what else? Got the walk-off at the end of the show, as always. And big shows coming up the rest of the week. But after we talk to Coach Almquist today, which is going to be great, we're going to be joined by Alex Barker, the Capital High student athlete who is suffering from leukemia, getting treatments for leukemia currently down in Salt Lake. Big fundraisers coming up this weekend at Helena High. And we will talk to Alex Barker today here on the Jason Walker Show. Tell all your friends if you want to listen. It's going to be a very special interview. There's no question about it. And Alex, a great kid. And him and his mom, Charmaine, very accommodating today. So we will talk to Alex Barker coming up in about a half an hour or so, about 35 minutes. So keep that marked down on your calendar if you so choose for today. We are going to start today with, we're going to talk about the lawsuit at Carroll more this week. In fact, next Monday, a Title IX lawyer, she's also an executive producer of a TV show, will join us next week to get we've talked about Title IX and what it means, but she was a college athlete, two-sport college athlete, and is going to really break down Title IX. She has read the lawsuit against Carroll College, and she'll give us some thoughts next Monday here on the Jason Walker Show. She's very busy, otherwise we would have had her this week, but we will get her next week. Big shows, as we mentioned, all week. In fact, tomorrow, Zacchaeus Darko Kelly will join us from the University of Providence, and a big week for him. In fact, it's been a big couple of weeks for Zacchaeus Darko Kelly. By the way, you can tune in anytime and watch on Facebook. You can also watch on YouTube. You can listen Podbean.com. You can listen on Network1Sports.com. You could also listen TreasureStateRadio.com. And if you just need more information, here's one website, JasonWalkerShow.com. Don't forget to tweet us, Facebook us. You can email anytime as well. And on anything that we have to discuss here on the show, you can weigh in anytime on your opinions. If you know my number, I'll even call. And soon we'll have a business line so that I can give the number out. I'm not going to give my number out, my personal number, to just anybody. So anyway. But speaking of Zacchaeus Darko Kelly, for the second consecutive week, he was named yesterday the Frontier Conference Player of the Week. Averaged 36.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in games last weekend. But he was also named the NAI National Men's Basketball D1 Player of the Week by the NAI for the second consecutive week as well. He's the first player to receive the award twice this season, the first to go back-to-back, and this kid was good. Corday Sims at Peru State did it back in 2016, go back-to-back National Players of the Week. But Steve Keller, the head coach of Providence, quote, back-to-back National Player of the Week awards don't happen often. There's a lot of very good players in the country. It's a great honor for him, end quote. So this has been 2 amazing weeks for Darko Kelly. And he had a triple-double in a game last week against Rocky, or 2 weeks ago. He almost had 2 back-to-back triple-doubles, missed it by 2 assists 2 weeks ago. And he also had a double-double last week. He's just he's there was a down stretch for a couple of weeks, and it was very questionable if he would bounce back. But if you've seen Darko Kelly, if you know Darko Kelly, you knew he was going to bounce back. And congrats to him. That's a big, big honor, being the National Player of the Week for 2 consecutive weeks in the NAI. That is pretty big. And I think now, there might have been a little bit of a question mark early, like maybe even a month ago, on if Jovan Slovanchinin of Carroll would give Darko Kelly a run for his money for Frontier Player of the Week or Player of the Year. I think Darko Kelly has sealed that up. He's in the top 5. Well, he leads the Argos in all statistical categories. Remind you of maybe a Ryan Imhoff at Carroll from a few years ago. Also, he leads, like I said, the Argos, but he's also top 5 in the Frontier in every statistical category as well, which is impressive. So there you go. Darko Kelly, the Frontier and NAI Player of the Week for the second consecutive week. That's awesome. Okay, speaking of the Frontier, our good buddy, the intrepid reporter over at 406mtsports.com, Ryan, came out with his power rankings in the Frontier Conference. We'll start with the women. He didn't do it last week, but he did get it done this week. And he has the Western women on top. And it's hard to argue. They're 10-4 in the Frontier. The Bulldogs are. And they've won 6 of the last 7, including 2 wins over Carroll. One at the PE Center a couple of weeks ago, in which they came back from a big deficit and double-digit halftime deficit to win. And then last week, Saturday night, Grace, what's her name? Anyway, she had Gracie Meyer hit a game winner at the buzzer. Beautiful play draw up by Lindsay Woolley, the head coach. So the Western women on top and sitting at 10-4 in the Frontier, 17-8 overall. In second place, Ryan's got Carroll women, 9-5 in the Frontier. That tough loss last week, 2 tough losses to Western, has really hurt Carroll's momentum going into the final couple of weeks here of the regular season. Saints playing tonight at Montana Tech, and they'll be at LC State on Saturday. So a couple of big road games coming up for the Saints women. Now, here's where I differ a little bit. And this is where, just because teams win a game occasionally doesn't mean they're better than other teams in a conference. For instance, he's got Montana Tech women at number 3. They're 4-10 in the Frontier. And yeah, they were 10-2 in the non-conference because they didn't play anybody. They're 4-10 in the Frontier Conference. They've gotten blown out by Carroll twice. Yes, they beat Northern, not a good basketball team right now. And they beat an average Providence team last week. They're not good. They've got some great individual players that have, Kaylee Zard one game, Danny Urich, Molly Peoples another game. Tavia Rooney's been an absolute stud. But you're 4-10. There's no reason a 4-10 team is ranked number 3 in the Frontier Conference. Should never happen. He's got LC State women at number 4, 9-5 in the Frontier. That makes sense to have them at number 3. Kiara Burlage just keeps rolling, 15 points a game for the Warriors. But they lost 2 of 4 home games that were in a row. They lost to Carroll at home. They lost to Providence at home. And he's got them ranked number 4. After Tech. Come on, man. Providence at number 5, middle of the pack team, middle of the pack ranking, 6-8 in the Frontier. Rocky 7-7 at the Frontier, number 6. I would have Providence 5. I would have Rocky 4. I'd have LC State 3, and then I'd have Tech at 6. And then Northern bringing up the middle of the pack, or the bottom, rather, because Northern has lost 7 straight. They only have won twice since the first of the year. And another, just injury bug keeps biting Chris Mowat up there in Havre, and it's not great to see. He's a great guy, great coach, and he's been bit by the injury bug, his team, the Skylights, over the last few years. All right, so there's that. That's the women. And I disagree with, after the top two, I disagree. All right, here's the men's Frontier rankings, according to Ryan. LC State number 1, makes sense. 1 loss, 13-1, they're just on a roll. 16-game win streak. Hammered Carroll a couple weeks ago at LC by 27. Carroll goes back to LC Saturday night. He's got Carroll ranked number 2 in the Frontier on the men's side, 10-4. Okay. Providence, 3, 9-5, makes sense. Providence has really struggled in the Frontier. They were, the Argos were 12-0 at the non-conference portion, but 9-5 in the Frontier, and that's tough. That is tough. Probably still make it to Nationals. We'll see. I would have had Providence as a shoe-in. I don't know if the Frontier is going to get more than 2 teams this year. It'll be a question mark depending on how things shake out. If the Frontier gets anybody besides LC on the men's side into the national tournament this year. And I think LC has a great chance of winning it all down in Kansas City. This is a better team than it was last year. Not great individuals, but a better team for LC State. It's okay. Carroll number 2, Providence 3. Can't disagree there. Northern men number 5, 6-8 in the Frontier. They've won 3 of the last 4. The Lights have. Western at number 5, 4-10 in the Frontier. Western's won some games this year, and they've lost a bunch. Rocky. See, now here's, okay, we're going to disagree on the men here at the bottom of the standings here. It's got Rocky at 6, Tech at 7. The Tech men are 6-8 in the Frontier. Yeah, they've lost 5 straight. And lost at home to Northern and Providence. Okay, the Northern one's a toss-up. Providence is a better team than Tech. Rocky he has Rocky ranked ahead of Tech. Rocky has lost 12 straight. Now, in conference, okay, they beat Yellowstone Christian, but I could put a team together of 8th graders and beat Yellowstone Christian. Not hard. But Rocky should be the ranked bottom of the Frontier standings, Ryan, because they're 1-13 in the Frontier. They haven't beaten anybody. So anyway, there's that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Those are your Frontier rankings. Still to come, we're going to talk about the district tournaments that started yesterday. And when we return, Guy Almquist will join us, head coach of the Capital Boys on this day in history. And Alex Barker will join us. Capital Bruin battling leukemia down in Salt Lake Children's Hospital. He will join us coming up in about 20 minutes or so. So you'll want to stick around for that. Jason Walker Show is brought to you by Helen Accommodations. And Helen Accommodations has achieved some notable milestones. Just completed their 100th straight 5-star rating from clients. And we believe our Dorme Bene Sleep Well extended stay environments create a terrific referral and repeat business. In fact, almost always about to be sold out. Helen Accommodations has had to turn down prospective clients and even repeat clients and refer to others. So clearly, they need to expand. Now, if you're a real estate owner and have a great, terrific property, a single family, a duplex, even especially fourplex, it's going to be time to discuss joining Helen Accommodations as an affiliate extended stay provider. Gives James Yount a call, 422-6702, and have a discussion about Helen Accommodation business opportunities for you. Call James, 422-6702. Dorme Bene Sleep Well. Guy Almquist coming up next right here on The Jason Walker Show.
More of The Jason Walker Show coming up.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, Your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Everyone knows about Dinner's Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinner's Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinner's Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back to The Jason Walker Show.
Man, I just love what I get the opportunity to do each and every day. We have great followers, great supporters, great sponsors, and fantastic guests. Alex Barker will join us coming up in about 20 minutes, so stick around for that. Chat with a great kid. That is on the way. Also going to check in with Guy Almquist here in a minute, head coach of the Capital Boys. On this day in history coming up, just got confirmation Thursday, Robin Selvig will join us, the former coach at the University of Montana. He will join us coming up on Thursday. The showings of The House That Rob Built, the documentary done about Robin Selvig and building of the University of Montana women's program, both sold out at the Sky Documentary Film Festival over in Missoula this week. And the first showing is Thursday night at the Wilma. It sold out. And then the second one at, was it the Elks? Sold out as well. So there you go. Great movie. Great movie. I hope you get the chance to see it when it comes available to the public. All of our guests join us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. And, you know, it's not really a home or a car. It's the hours and hours that you spent in a kitchen mastering your epic wing recipe, right? Or maybe that 3-hour-long road trip to the tailgate parties, you know, especially during football season. Other insurance companies see your home or auto as just a bundle or a combo, but State Farm agent Mike Miller sees your home and car as the time and memories you put into them. Mike understands what your things really mean to you, and he's here to help give them the protection they deserve. So talk to State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today for your home and auto insurance. Mike's a Carroll College guy. He's got a national championship ring or two. He's a good dude. Give him a call. All of our guests, like I said, join us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. That includes Capital Boys coach Guy Almquist, and it was an up and down week for the Bruins last week. And to join us now and to chat about it, the head coach of the Bruins, Guy Almquist. A tough Saturday against a very good Sentinel team that you knew was going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, I mean they're 14-2 for a reason. They got lost to Hellgate and lost to us, and that's it. So it was a tough game. Last week we were a little off. Last week, both sides of the equation, offensively, defensively, we were good enough to win on Tuesday, but Saturday was a little different game, and we couldn't quite get it done.
Still a nice, you still have the rest of the season to plan for. One loss is not the end of the year, and we know how good the boys have been playing as of late. How much tiredness is there entering this final stretch?
Yeah, I think, we've been doing some things here. As we get to February, we're dialing practice back quite a bit. We're keeping things fresh. You're trying to, yesterday we watched film, did a little bit of shooting, then we went and watched a movie together. I mean, you're trying to do things to kind of keep that team camaraderie improving and stay fresh both mentally and physically. So I think, honestly, Saturday was just a product of playing a good basketball team. And as you said, one loss isn't a big deal at all. We're still in great shape in our conference. That's probably a team we'll see in the future again.
Yeah, there's no question about that, and it could be here in a few weeks with the divisionals coming up in March. But now you shift gears. You've got Crosstown coming up again this week, and this time it's at their place in the jungle. But before we talk about the game, it's a special weekend because, as you know, one of Capital's own Alex Barker diagnosed with a tragic disease, and he's getting taken care of down in Salt Lake, and this is a great weekend, a big fundraiser for him coming up this weekend.
He is. He's one of our own, and he's not in the basketball program, but all the student athletes at Capital are important to all of us who are involved there, and so we want to help and any student there. We want to help anybody we can. And this is Friday night. Will be a way for us to hopefully raise some money. Both sides of town pitch in for these type of things. It's Helen's a great community for that. Mm-hmm. And we'll make sure that we raise a little money for him, and hopefully on our side, we're trying to get a win for him as well.
Yeah, definitely. As Guy Almquist joins us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. And what's cool about this to me, and I talked to football coach Kyle Mihelish about this a few weeks ago, is that it's being done at Helena High. And yeah, it's crosstown. There's a lot at stake for both the boys and girls games. But the fact that Helena High was so amenable to having a fundraiser for a Capital kid, like you said, says a lot about this community. Put crosstown aside, put rivalries aside. This is about coming together for one kid.
Yeah, and I think that's why Helena is special. That's why, we've chosen my wife and I, to stay here and raise a family here. Is that Helena is a very special place. And until you live here, I think some of that can get a little lost on people. And a lot of great folks over at Helena High help out with this. And it should just be a great atmosphere. We're all going out there and we're going to play a game. I mean, that's what we're going to do. We're going to play a game. But we're going to think, too, of someone like Alex and so many others who are in the middle of that same fight. And, it's a good way to keep perspective for sure.
Guy Almquist joining us, Jason Walker Show, the Capital boys coach. Speaking of the game, this is a different, I think, Helena High team than you're going to face that first time. And they were competitive as heck in that first game. But they've been playing with a lot of confidence the last few weeks. How scary is that as you approach this weekend?
Yeah, we're not surprised at all. Helena is a good basketball team, very competitive. They play hard. Coach Gay has really got them competing at a high level right now. And it'll be just like last game, I'm sure. We talked about we got to win some grinders. It will be a grinder. There's no doubt. You might as well probably put 40-40 on the clock, about 4 minutes left, and we can just start from there and not waste the first 28. But they've got a lot of good players, but it definitely starts with Logan Brown and Hayden Ferguson. There's no question those two guys are the heart and soul of their team, and they're great players, great competitors, and it'll be a lot of fun.
One guy that has kind of flown under the radar for Helena High, but has come on down the stretch too, is Dexter Tedesco, who's playing very well right now for the Bengals. He can shoot from deep like a Logan Brown. And he adds another dimension to this Helena High team that maybe wasn't there at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and Dexter played very well in the first game against us. He hit 3 threes in the first half, so we haven't forgotten that. He can start to score quick, and then Caden Hewitt is at his moments. He might be the most talented kid they have and most skilled player. And so they're a good basketball team. There's nothing surprising to us about, or to me, about how they've been playing lately. And we know we're in for a dogfight, but that's what crosstown games are supposed to be like.
I know as a coach, you're going to give me the coach speak of this game is just as important as any game on the schedule. But there's a lot riding on this because of seedings for divisionals coming up and the such. It's must win for them? Is it must win for Capital?
I don't think we're ever must win until the last game of the year, but it is important because we're at a time of the season now where we need to be playing our best basketball moving forward, and that's why last week wasn't great for us. Maybe coming a little bit kind of a low off that Hellgate game. We need to get cranked up here again, and we've got 4 days here to get ready and play better because we want to make sure that as we get to divisionals, we're playing our best basketball. So in that way, it's important. Crosstown games are more important than other games. I'd never be the one to tell you they're not, because they absolutely are. I think you're just kidding yourself if you pretend like it's any other game. It's not. And your kids need to learn to be able to rise, to the occasion and play in big games. So I don't know why we wouldn't take this crosstown game as that opportunity to learn.
I saw a Facebook post over the weekend. You got a chance to watch your daughter in the gym that you played in because of the doubleheader situation with Sentinel. How cool was that as a dad? Not take out the Coach Almquist. Give me Dad Almquist.
Yeah, it was great. It was awful nice. Just the third game I've been able to watch her play this year. That's kind of a tough part of where I'm sitting right now with my family and my coaching job, certainly. But to watch her play games she loves, and she just loves playing with her teammates. She loves her coaches. She loves being a part of the program. A lot of smiles on her face, and to be in that gym, it was a little bit surreal as I was sitting there watching, just kind of trying to catch up with how fast life goes. But I sure appreciated that opportunity again. I hope we have more of those Saturday doubleheaders, and selfishly it works out pretty good for me. But yeah, it was definitely a cool moment for myself and my daughter and our whole family.
So you had a lot of great moments when you played in that gym. You've had great moments as a coach in that gym. Is this the greatest moment in Sentinel's gym for you, or where does this rank? Or is it just completely different?
Yeah, it's just so much different because your daughter is involved, one of your children. That's just a different set of circumstances. And when they're growing up, you think, well, they have interest levels, they're passionate about things, but you never know if they'll have the opportunity. And then when you're sitting there in the gym, keeping your mouth shut as a parent and just being a dad, to be able to enjoy it, see her have fun. And this other day she said, "Dad, I just had so much fun playing basketball." I mean, those are the things that, you want your kids to. You hope the kids in your program say that to their parents, and that's what it's all about. So I think my kids have been great from my perspective. And it just, it was a pretty surreal moment. I don't know if it was the best moment ever, but it just doesn't really compare to the others.
What was the most points you scored in that gym?
In that gym? I think I had 33 maybe one time my senior year.
Okay.
But, it's a fun gym to play in. It's a good atmosphere. It'll be where divisionals are at. So, we'll have some more games there this year for sure.
Definitely. Coach, we appreciate the time as always. Good luck this weekend, and we'll chat with you next week.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
That is Capital Coach Guy Almquist joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, as do all of our guests here on the Jason Walker Show. Big game coming up. The Bruins and the Bengals cross town. You got the boys and the girls both this weekend, and it's big games for both. We know what's at stake on the boys' game. We're going to talk to Eric Peterson and Katie Garson-Forba for sure coming up this week, the girls' coaches for the respective teams, and a whole lot more. It was weird, but yeah, it just... it's fun talking to coaches. I love talking to coaches. Speaking of coaches, he should be in the Basketball Hall of Fame, but Robin Selvig, the former University of Montana coach, he of 865 wins, will join us Thursday here on the Jason Walker Show. Looking forward to that. Zacchaeus Darko Kelly coming up tomorrow. Also, like I said, this week, Eric Peterson, Katie Garson-Forba, and just a whole lot more. We have a couple of surprises possibly later in the week as well, so I'm looking forward to it. I love this job. I love doing this. and it's so much fun. Still to come here in about 10 minutes or so, Alex Barker will join us from Salt Lake, undergoing treatment for leukemia. The Capitol High student athlete will join us coming up here on the Jason Walker Show, so you'll want to stick around for that. Switch gears real quick as we stay with basketball, but talk high school. Well, we were, so we're really not switching gears, but we're going to talk about scores. There was district tournament action last night. How about that? In the 2C, Savage beat Circle on the boys' side. It was boys' action yesterday. Girls getting going today in the 2C. Let's see. Plentywood beat Bainville. Richie Lambert got by Westbury Grenora by 2, and Culbertson hammered Brockton by 3. Today there is girls' action and other tournaments getting going today. The 6C boys and girls, the 2C girls getting going today. You got Circle taking on Bainville, Fairview, Culbertson, Richie Lambert, Plentywood, and then Brockton Savage. That's on the 2C girls. We're into the heat of it now, man. There's basketball. And on the 6C boys last night, you had Fromberg over Roberts by 4. And other action comes up Wednesday on the boys' side in 6C. On the 6C girls, that starts today with Fromberg against Broadview Lavina. No wonder my dad's not watching the show today. Roberts takes on Park City, Absaroka against Harlow Reigate, and then Reed Point Rappelj takes on Bridger. Those are coming up Thursday, while the Absaroka-Harlow game is Wednesday. So we had games tonight. It's all over the place. 406mtsports.com is where you get all the brackets, all the updates, and so much more. That's where we go. So there you go. There are other action tonight. You got Class B as well. You got tournaments starting all over the state of Montana. Last night, tonight, tomorrow, they all get going. Thursday as well. We're in tournament time. There is no slowing down now, my friends. We got to state wrestling, we got to state swimming. Now we're into basketball. All the state tournaments coming up in March, but all the districts, all the divisionals over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I guess 3 weeks before the state tournaments. It's here. You can't be more. If you're a basketball fan, if you're a sports fan, this is one of the best times of the year. High school playoffs in football are pretty cool. College football is pretty cool. But I think this might be my favorite time of the year. You've got all the district, you got state swim and state wrestling. That kicks it off. Followed by all the districts, divisionals, and state basketball, plus spring training started for baseball on Major League. And I know we don't talk national sports a lot here on the Jason Walker Show. But this is a great time of the year with Major League Baseball getting going, spring training. I mean, there's no greater phrase than pitchers and catchers report. How cool! I mean, it's just awesome. But then you also have, like I said, all of the basketball tournaments, and then you don't have a breather because then the spring sports season gets going at the end of March. So. Lots and lots of games. Double A tonight, you've got Belgrade taking on Bozeman. On the boys' side, the Belgrade girls are at hosting West. That doesn't seem right. I don't think that's right. Go to 406mtsports.com. They'll tell you who's right and what's going on. So there you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Oh, by the way, support for the Jason Walker Show comes from Manscaped. The best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. And this isn't just a joke, folks. This is real. People get hurt shaving, trimming, manscaping. Well, yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Lawnmower 2.0 and now 3.0, proprietary skin-safe technology. This trimmer will not snag. It will not nick. Accidents are a thing of the past. But don't use the same trimmer you do on your face as you do down below. Get yourself a different razor for your face. Get Manscaped for below the belt. The Crop Preserver as well, anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer. Put deodorant on the smelliest part of your body. Get 20% off and free shipping. Use the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. Always the right tools for the job. Your balls will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping. Use the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com. Use the code WALKER20. That's WALKER 20. District tournaments going on. We'll try to keep scores all, of course, throughout the week. This is going to be a great month here on the Jason Walker Show. Lots of basketball talk, which is awesome. And who knows what else we'll throw in. Can't wait for tomorrow. Zacchaeus Darko Kelly from the University of Providence will join us. Eric Peterson from Helena High Girls will join us, the three-time defending Class AA state basketball champs. And then Thursday, Robin Selvig, former basketball coach, legendary basketball coach at the University of Montana. All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we will chat with Alex Barker. That's next. You're listening and watching The Jason Walker Show.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. It is a Tuesday here on the Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations. The in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Still to come on this day in history, got the walk-off around the corner and a whole lot more. But I want to bring in a very special guest and appreciate Coach Kyle Mihelish helping to set this up, along with Mom Charmaine. But joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline from Salt Lake City is Alex Barker. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. I appreciate you joining us. Tell Mom thank you very much before I forget about Mom. But
yeah, she's here with me too. So
that's awesome. How you feeling?
Well, I feel so far so good. At the beginning, it was a little rough for all the treatments, but now that we're kind of like into it, getting towards the end of my first round, it's been going really good.
Take us through it, Alex. when you found out in January the leukemia diagnosis, what were your initial thoughts?
I was absolutely shocked. I never thought I'd hear that, and one in a million, I never thought I'd hear that told me.
Obviously, it's not something that settles in easy. Were you sick before? I mean, you know, how did they come to this? You know, and figure out, okay, we got to test for this. How sick had you been?
Yeah, so it was probably about a couple weeks. I was just having some flu-like symptoms, so we would go check in on the doctor, and they would say it's nothing like to worry, just like kind of let it play out, see how it goes. But then it just like never got better. So then they eventually did some blood tests, and then that day they got the test back, and they saw that it is not good, and that I need to go to the hospital as soon as possible.
And you're down in. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's probably about a couple weeks of just being sick, and then then we went to the hospital, and then they life flighted us to Salt Lake that night. So.
Wow. Yeah, that's scary. And what was Mom's thoughts?
We were pretty surprised too. We figured that something had to be going on with him, just because the symptoms didn't get any better or go away, and so we thought something was probably going on, but we certainly didn't think that it would be leukemia. And it happened really fast, and you just don't know how strong you can be until you're faced with it, and that's the only choice that you have. So we just buckled down and came together as a family and did what we needed to do to make sure that Alex was going to get the care that he needed, and we needed to be here in Salt Lake to do that, and we've been nothing but impressed with his medical team.
Take us, Alex, through your daily treatment, and what's it like, and what's it entail? I mean, it's something that, you know, most of us have never dealt with. So take us through it.
So first, when I was in the hospital for the week, so I'd wake up, they'd flush out my IV, they'd give me my oral chemo, and then I would sit through the day. They'd check my blood, make sure all my blood's caught up and platelets. So then if I needed any of that, and then that was a 28 span for my chemo. So on Thursdays, every Thursday, they would hook me up to the IV chemo, and then I'd get that. So then that was the first week of the hospital. And then once they discharged me, it's been a little more laid back because I don't have to go in as much. So I'll go in once a week for my IV chemo, and then every day though I have to take my oral chemo, but we can do that on our own. But so yeah.
And how much longer do you have to stay in Salt Lake?
We are planning on headed back this Friday, the 21st.
Oh, this Friday.
So, yep, this Friday.
That is awesome. And then what's the treatment after that, Charmaine? What's this entail once you guys get back home?
Yeah. So the initial diagnosis, the first 8 months are the most intensive part of the chemotherapy for the type of leukemia that Alex has. And they break the first 8 months down into 4 separate treatments. So the first 30 days is the first set of treatments that we've done. And we're just now starting to kind of get a glimpse of what that second stage is going to look like. The medical team here has been working with some oncologists in Bozeman, and with the hospital there at Helena. There's a lot of pieces that we need to get to fall together in order for us to stay in Helena and get Alex the treatment that he needs. So we're still kind of waiting to hear if all that's going to come together. The next session for Alex is over the course of 2 more months, and all of his chemo drugs completely change again. It's a whole new regimen of different oral medications as well as IV chemotherapies. So the whole stage now for the next 2 months looks completely different, where he'll receive some IV chemotherapies every day for 4 days in a row. then he'll have a little bit of a break, and then he'll have to repeat it. And the oral chemo is a little bit different, and he also has to have a spinal tap procedure where they actually have to inject the chemo into his spine because the leukemia or the drugs that they use for the leukemia don't go into the spinal fluid, so that requires a separate chemo drug that has to be administered differently as well.
My goodness. I just, like I said earlier, I can't imagine. Alex and Charmaine Barker joining us here on the Jason Walker Show from Salt Lake Children's, or well, you're not at the hospital anymore, but from Salt Lake. The support, the community support from Helena, how overwhelming has that been for both of you?
Well, for all of us as a family, it has been absolutely incredible. We have just been, our hearts are overflowing with gratitude and thankfulness for everything that everybody has done, from all the kids at Capitol High and Helena High that have come together to support Alex, and all of our family, our friends in the community have just been absolutely incredible. It's one of those things, like, you just don't ever expect that you're going to be in a situation like this, and when you are, everybody's hearts are absolutely huge, and thank you just is not enough, but we certainly are very impressed and full of gratitude for everybody's efforts and care and prayers and love that they're sending us to get us through, because we sure couldn't do it without them.
Alex, I talked to Coach Mihelish at the end of January when the news first came out, and I asked him, I said, how is the school working with schoolwork? Because you still have a couple of months before you graduate. You still have to get your schoolwork done. And he said, you know what, the school's been great, but the kid's super smart. He's a 4.0 student. We really don't have to worry about it too much. How hard has it been to keep up with your homework?
Well, it has not been that hard because I only need half a government credit and half an English credit to graduate. So I've been working with my teachers, and they've been really good and thoughtful about making it easier for me to finish the class and be able to graduate. But it hasn't really been an issue, and it's pretty nice.
So you mentioned, Alex, that you guys are going to be home Friday. That's the plan. Helena High, obviously, with Crosstown this weekend, is hosting the fundraiser for the family. And we talked about this a little bit already with the community support, Alex, but I know it's a rivalry, but you have to almost put that aside because everybody is focused on helping you and your family. And how cool is that Helena High has offered to do this?
Oh, it's like words can't describe how thankful I am for the community and what they've done for me on both sides. It's truly a blessing.
It definitely is. I talked to Coach Almquist a little bit earlier today, and he kind of said the same thing. You just, you put the rivalry aside, you help out the community and go from there. Charmaine, when you guys get home, obviously it'll be nice to be home, but what's the plan? What's your first, what are you looking forward to the most about being home with Alex and back home with the family?
Well, just that, being back together again as a family. We were lucky enough that we were all together for the first 10 days here in Salt Lake when Alex was first diagnosed, and we were trying to figure out what the treatment plan was going to be, and we were able to make all those decisions together. But then they went back home, and Alex has an older sister that's going to school at the University of Montana and a younger brother who's a fifth grader at Rossiter. And so, life does go on, even in the midst of having a cancer diagnosis. We still have to make sure that everybody's taken care of and doing what they need to do. So we are really excited to be back together as a family and just kind of fill our cups up again and get rejuvenated and get ready for the next step. So that's the most important thing that we're looking forward to while we are home, is everybody together again as a family.
Yeah, definitely. Alex, I just got a message on Facebook from a diehard Bengal But she said, "Go, Alex, get better soon." So that's just the support that you're getting from the community. It's amazing. And I got to know, what did they say? What's the outlook for this type of leukemia?
So the outlook is actually very good. It's a long process following the initial 8 months of the more difficult, stronger chemotherapies. Alex will be on some type of maintenance chemotherapy over the course of the next 2.5 to 3 years. But by doing that, they've had great prognoses with the pediatric leukemia and the protocol that they're using that they've had a lot of success with. And so we're very hopeful that Alex is going to be another one of those success stories, and he's going to come out fighting and make it out in the end. And he's, this is just a bump in the road, a little fork in the journey that, we're still looking forward to him graduating in June and being able to go off to college at MSU in the fall. And we're going to figure it out, and we're going to make it work, and it's going to be a part of our life forever. But it's going to be okay.
Alex, the support, the outlook, I mean, the positivity I can hear in both you and your mom's voices, it's inspiring. It really is. Is there going to be a big rivalry between you and your sister now? Because she's at UM, you're going to MSU.
I know. Yeah, we're going to be split. So.
Yeah, a house divided.
There you go. Alex, I asked your mom this, but what are you looking forward to the most about getting home this weekend?
Oh, being able to reconnect with all my friends and family. That's definitely number one for me.
Are you going to the games this weekend, or try to?
Yeah, we're going to try, and we'll see what we can do, but yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I know you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say we are going to try, if it works out that we get home in time for the games on Saturday, but we definitely want to try and stop by and say hi to people and say thanks. As long as Alex is feeling okay and he's up to it, we'll make an appearance, but no promises.
Well, we just want you guys to take care of yourself, take care of the family, and like I said, this is an inspiring conversation because of the positivity that I hear in both your voices. And if there's anything we can do here at the Jason Walker Show, please let us know, and we'll help out as much as we can and go forward to get the word out. And however we can, we want to help out. So we just appreciate you guys joining us today.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you having us and all the support that you're giving us and the promotion for the fundraiser that's going on this weekend to help Alex. Again, thank you. Just doesn't seem like enough. We are very grateful.
It is an honor to talk to you guys. Alex, get better, my friend, and we'll see you this weekend, hopefully.
All right. Thank you. Sounds good. Yep.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. That is Alex and his mom, Charmaine Barker, joining us from Salt Lake, where he has been undergoing treatments for leukemia. And again, the fundraiser is coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday at Helena High for Alex and his family. And man, seriously, the inspiration you just heard, that's awesome. And we wish him the best. And JasonWalkerShow.com. We'll have more info posted a little bit later on. That was good. Told you it was going to be an inspiring interview, and it was. And it's not even really an interview. It's just a conversation with a great kid and a great mom from a great family. And if you want to help out the Barkers, there's help on the Kyle Mahelish on the Facebook page has posted some information. And again, we've posted it as well on Facebook, and we'll get it up on JasonWalkerShow.com soon. So, all right, let's, how do you move on from that? Inspiring, right? Let's do On This Day in History, which is brought to you by the Motherlode Sports Bar, Casino, and Restaurant. On this date in 1909, the Boston Red Sox traded Cy Young. He was 41. Traded him to the Cleveland Naps. 1928, USA 2 beat USA 1 by, 5/10 of a second for the 5-man bobsleigh gold medal at St. Moritz in France. 5-man bobsleigh. Now they do 4. But could you imagine the 5? 1944, 15-year-old Joe Nuxhall signs a contract to play baseball with the Cincinnati Reds just one day after playing in a high school basketball game. He debuted later that year. He was pretty good. 1973, 15th running of the Daytona 500, Richard Petty won his 4th Great American Race by more than 2 laps. 1979, at the 21st running, Richard Petty won again after Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison collided with each other in the final lap. 1981, 20-year-old Edmonton center Wayne Gretzky became the first player in NHL history to have 5 career hat tricks before the age of 21. He had 5 goals and 2 assists in a game against St. Louis. 1984, Katarina Witt won the first of 2 consecutive women's singles gold medals at Sarajevo. Also won gold in Calgary in 1988. 2001, 43rd running of the Daytona 500. Michael Waltrip won, but that last lap claimed the life of Dale Earnhardt. New safety measures went into place, which helped yesterday. Ryan Newman crashed on the last lap. It looked horrendous. And there were moments yesterday or last night that people were reminiscing about 2001. But as of today, Ryan Newman was alert and talking with his family in the hospital, which is fantastic news. Happy birthday today to George the Gipper Gipp, born on this date, 1895. A couple of Paso deaths on this date. 1998, Harry Carey, the famous broadcaster, passed away at the age of 83, and we mentioned Dale Earnhardt. Also on the same date, Dale Earnhardt died in 2001. Eddie Matthews, who hit 512 home runs with the Braves of Milwaukee, passed away at 69. The On This Day in History is brought to you by the Motherlode Sports Bar, Cafe, and Restaurant, and Sports Bar, Restaurant, and Casino. Make sure you stop by the Motherlode on Cedar and definitely take part in some fantastic food. You take part in some gaming, be responsible, and just have fun. It's a friendly place. You get to meet friends there at the Motherlode on Cedar. Go see Jan and the gang. All right, let's get to, I guess, this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco. You can make sure you go to Cafe Zydeco. 625 Euclid. Best Cajun food this side of Louisiana. There is no question about that. Cafe Zydeco. We have certificates to give away. We'll do that later this week. And I think we're going to do it in a different way than we have been. So we'll do that later this week. We got some gift cards coming up to Cafe Zydeco. All right, what did we learn today? We learned that the inspiration, the positivity, the outlook from the Barker family, Alex and his mom, Charmaine, we just spoke with them. It's inspiring. It was great to talk with him. Thanks to Coach Mihalis for helping to set that up. But talking with the Barkers today, that was humbling and an honor to chat with them. We appreciate them joining us from Salt Lake. Safe travels home this weekend. The Barkers will be back home. And don't forget, the Crosstown Games at Helena High this weekend, fundraiser for the Barker family. And as a Bruin or a Bengal, you put it all aside for the good of all. And this community in Helena is one of the best at doing that. There is no question about that. All right. Thanks to Guy Almquist for joining us, the Barker family for joining us as well. Tomorrow we will have That's What She Said. We're also going to check in with Eric Peterson of Helena High Girls Basketball and Zacchaeus Darko Kelly, Providence Men's Basketball, and maybe some surprises. Who knows? It's the Jason Walker Show, and it's presented by Helen Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit. I got to keep remembering it. Visit HelenAccommodations.com. Have yourself a great Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.